I'm stood on a replica of the actual Roman wall at Wallsend, and this is a replica, and you can really see how high this was. I mean, if you take a look down here, you can actually see the original section of wall. We're very lucky to have it, to be honest. And this replica was built late last century, 1990s, I think. So this is Hadrian's Wall. It's the last section of it. And a very interesting thing about this wall, not many people know, is that actually this wasn't originally the end of the wall. The end of the wall was Newcastle. And this was kind of tacked on to the end of the wall at a later point after the wall was built. And we know that for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is this section of wall is very narrow gauge. So this is built. You don't have a lot of room here as a Roman legionary to move around up here and do stuff up here. But as you go up the wall past Newcastle, until you get well into Northumberland, the wall's built on a much wider gauge. And the other thing is the Vallum. The Vallum was a huge ditch, which was like a demilitarized zone behind the wall, actually. And the reason that was there is that no non-military personnel could be there without a good reason. So the Vallum was a very important barrier to the south of the wall. Now, that doesn't exist east of Newcastle, but it does west of Newcastle all the way along to the very end in Cumbria. So there's lots of other reasons that we know that Wallsend was a kind of afterthought. Why did they build it as an afterthought after the wall was already built? Maybe they felt that the Ouseburn Valley was a weak point and that raiders could come down there, and so they needed to cover that extra bit of land. So basically, the name Segedunum actually, the meaning of the name Segedunum means strong fort, powerful fort, similar to the word siege in French or Sieg in German. But I've come up with another theory as well, like a second meaning. Segue in Latin or in Italian means in music. A seg is to following piece of music that follows on for the main part of the music. And I think actually the Romans were well aware of that second meaning, that deliberate ambiguity in the naming of the fort Segedunum. So that's my personal theory. There's a bit of a double meaning there.